A wife saw her dead husband calling for her to investigate his death. But how did he do it? And why didn't she listen to him the first time? You'll find out in this episode. Martha woke up one morning and found that her husband Peter was not in their bed. It was unusual for him to sleep separately from her, so she thought maybe he had gone to use the toilet. She got out of bed and went to look for him. As she walked into the living room, she saw a sight that made her heart stop beating. Her husband, Peter, was lying on the floor in front of the television, his eyes wide open, staring blankly at the ceiling. Shock and horror filled Martha's body. She rushed over to him and frantically shook him, calling his name. "Peter! Peter! Wake up!" But there was no response. His face was pale, his breathing shallow, and his eyes unseeing. It was evident that Peter was no longer alive. Martha screamed for help, her voice echoing through the house in a desperate plea for assistance. She couldn't believe what she was seeing. Just moments ago, he had been by her side in their bed, and now he was lying lifeless on the floor. Panic surged through her as she frantically searched for a pulse, for any sign of life. When the paramedics arrived, they confirmed what Martha already knew. Peter was dead. The scene was then handed over to the police, who began their investigation into the unfortunate demise. According to the paramedics and the police, Peter appeared to have died of a heart attack. But Martha wasn't convinced. She remembered the previous night vividly. Peter had been in fine spirits, his usual jovial self. They had shared a nice dinner, laughed together, and there had been no indication whatsoever that anything was amiss. He had even jokingly told her how much he appreciated having such a beautiful wife who still loved him after all these years of marriage. He had been teasing her about something she had said earlier in the day, and she had joined in his merriment. At around 10 p.m. they had retired to bed, each lost in their own thoughts. Martha had drifted off to sleep quite quickly, but Peter had been tossing and turning restlessly. He had complained about feeling unwell, but Martha had dismissed it as a one-off. When she woke up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, Peter was still awake, but he had seemed to fall back asleep after she returned, and now here they were. In the stark light of day, surrounded by the somber presence of the authorities, Martha couldn't shake off this nagging feeling that something wasn't right. Why would Peter suddenly have a heart attack in the middle of the night, and why did the police believe it was a natural death without a thorough investigation? Determined to find answers, Martha decided she wouldn't let Peter's case go. She wanted to know the truth, no matter how painful it might be. Days turned into weeks, yet the case remained unsolved. The police were still adamant that it was a heart attack, but Martha couldn't accept this. She missed Peter terribly, not just as a husband, but as a person. She refused to believe that he was gone forever. One day, while sorting through Peter's belongings, Martha came across an old photo album. As she flipped through the faded photographs, a particular image caught her attention. It was a picture of Peter with his colleagues from work. Among them was a man named David. There was a strange familiarity about the man's face that Martha couldn't quite place. Martha felt a sudden surge of determination. She needed to speak to this David and find out more. Martha tracked down David's contact information and gave him a call. To her surprise, he picked up on the first ring. "Hello," he answered. "Is this David?" Martha asked hesitantly. "Speaking. I was going through my husband's photo albums, and I came across this picture. I remember being at that party with your wife. Is everything okay? Do you know if she's doing well? We haven't spoken in years, but I have fond memories of her. Such a wonderful woman." David's voice was laced with concern. It was clear that he cared deeply for Peter. This only fueled Martha's resolve to uncover the truth about her husband's death. She pressed on, asking questions about the night of the party, hoping to find some answers. As they talked, Martha noticed a slight hesitation in David's voice, a subtle change in tone when discussing Peter's death. Could he be hiding something? Was he involved somehow? These questions raced through her mind. After hanging up with David, Martha couldn't shake off a growing sense of suspicion towards him. His evasive answers and hesitant tone were playing on her mind. Could he really be connected to her husband's death? Determined to get to the bottom of this, Martha decided to pay a visit to David's house. As she stood on his doorstep, her heart pounding in her chest, she was filled with both apprehension and determination. Whatever secrets David was hiding, Martha was determined to uncover them. With a deep breath, she rang the doorbell. Bracing herself for whatever might come next, Martha stood before David, her eyes searching his face for answers. The weight of her suspicions hung heavy in the air between them. David, visibly surprised by her arrival, attempted to hide his shock. "Martha, what a surprise! What brings you here?" he asked, his voice betraying a hint of nervousness. Martha wasted no time. "David, I need your help. I don't trust the police with this. I want answers, and I think you might be able to give them to me." Her words hung in the air, leaving no room for denial. David's composure faltered slightly, but he quickly recovered. "What exactly do you think I know?" he asked cautiously. "I believe you know more than you're letting on about Peter's death," Martha stated firmly. "Please, David, you have to tell me what happened to him." David's face hardened, his eyes flashing with anger. "I don't know what you're talking about. If Peter is dead, I am sorry for your loss, but I wasn't close to him. You should ask someone else." Martha could sense his deception, but she wasn't about to give up. She sat down, determined to wait it out. "All right, David, we can play this game. But please understand, I won't leave without answers." Hours passed with neither Martha nor David giving in. The tension in the room was palpable, broken only by the ticking of the clock. As exhaustion started to set in, Martha knew she had to make a move. "David, I know you feel guilty. Let's put this behind us. Just tell me what you know and I'll keep it a secret." Her words seemed to penetrate David's defenses, causing a crack to appear. After a long silence, he finally broke down. David confessed everything. Peter and him were business partners, but Peter wanted out. David had argued against it, leading to a physical altercation. In a fit of rage, David had pushed Peter, causing him to hit his head on the floor. Relieved to finally have answers, Martha felt a wave of sadness wash over her. Peter had been right. She should have listened to him. But now it was too late. She had lost him forever. With the truth revealed, Martha knew she had a decision to make. She could choose to let bygones be bygones or seek justice for Peter. The choice was hers. Martha chose to honor her late husband by seeking justice. Despite the pain and heartache it caused, she was determined to do what was right. Her strength and resilience in the face of adversity served as an inspiration to those around her, proving that love and justice can prevail even in the darkest of times. As the story of Peter's death reached its conclusion, the community was left shaken. The revelation of the killer sent shockwaves through the close-knit neighborhood. People struggled to comprehend why someone could be so cruel as to end Peter's life in such a brutal manner. Peter was remembered as a kind and generous man, always ready with a helping hand and a warm smile. His absence left a void in the community that was difficult to fill. The news of David's arrest brought a sense of relief and closure to many. The thought that justice was being served provided a small measure of solace to those who had lost a dear friend and neighbor. The outpouring of support and love for Peter and his family during this difficult time was overwhelming. Friends, neighbors, and community members rallied together, offering their condolences and assistance in any way they could. Memorial services were held, and the shared memories of Peter's kindness and warmth served as a testament to the impact he had on everyone's lives. Through it all, Martha remained steadfast, honoring her husband's memory by advocating for justice and closure. Her strength and resilience inspired others to find solace in the face of tragedy, reminding them that even in the darkest of times, hope and healing can be found. And that's all for today's episode. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next episode.